Whether you're new to gravel or a seasoned vet, I'm going to go over the top 5 things that's going to help every gravel cyclist have the best experience that they possibly can. Hi, I'm Dustin Klein, some guy on the internet, and a level 7 Phaeton gravel rambler. And before we begin, every cyclist is going to need the basics. A bike, helmet, water, and the right tires for the terrain. And if you have questions about tires, check out this Gravel Tires 101 video I made. Little clarity there. Today's episode is brought to you by Competitive Cyclists, which means I have the opportunity to completely set you up with one of these steps. Or things. What are we calling these? So stick around. The number one thing that every gravel cyclist needs? A route. The route is the crux of the whole gravel experience, the most relied upon element that can make or break a day in the saddle. Here in the Pacific Northwest, we treat routes like trading cards. We covet them, we trade them with our friends, we're always looking for the next one. How do I find a route? You can get a route from a friend's ride on Strava, or search an area on Trailforks. And for the ultimate adventure experience, you could build your own route through sites like Ride with GPS and Komoot. Komoot? And more, there's gravel groups online, like Portland's OMTM, who curates an extensive list of routes that are available to anybody at any point. Just gotta do a little Googling. How would I use a route on a ride? Well, you could use a paper map or even a smartphone, but what most of us do is we use a bicycle computer, like a Wahoo or a Garmin, and it's by far the most convenient and efficient way for wayfinding on a ride. Number 2. Nutrition. Food on the bike is fuel, and you can never expect to buy food at any given point on a ride. Therefore, you always have to carry your own food and water. The amount and kinds of food vary dramatically from person to person. I personally like real foods on rides, wraps and sandwiches, but I've got a buddy who can't stomach solid foods on rides and has to bring a calorie-dense drink that he puts in one of his water bottles. Needs are as varied as personalities. Only you can find out what works for you, and I suggest experimenting until you find the things that work best for you. And always bring just a little bit more food than you think you'll need, especially if you're just starting off. And remember, little bits all the time. Eat before you're hungry, drink before you're thirsty. Number 3, apparel. The difference between being comfortable and miserable. And my top suggested piece of cycling apparel is a good set of bibs. Any mid-level price bibs is gonna do you just fine. Any of the low price bibs are not worth the money. And if you don't like the whole superhero cyclist look, just throw a pair of shorts over those bibs. Automatic civilian look. Plus those pockets. These are a few other things that I think help for all rides. Eye protection, base layer, jersey, specifically for the pockets. I like gloves and clipless pedals, but hey, if you got flats, run what you brung and adjust if you need. A packable wind jacket offers a huge amount of versatility for the size. And if it's raining or cold, cycling-specific apparel is nice, but if you're new to it or your budget doesn't allow it, use a rain jacket that you already have. Use some clothing that you already have, or check out your local thrift store. Remember, work with what you got. The more you get into it, the more you can upgrade and adjust as you need. Also, there's tons of sites online. Like Competitive Cyclists, they run sales all the time. And you could use offer code Dustin15 for 15% off your first order. I'm just saying. Dress for the season and know that you will warm up as you get going. So if you're a little cold in the beginning, it's gonna be okay. And pro tip, apps like Epic Ride Weather are great for understanding what the weather's going to be like during your ride. And don't forget about fanny packs or handlebar bags. It's always good to have just a little bit extra storage. I like to put snacks in mine. Number 4, repair and roadside maintenance. Not much worse than getting a mechanical in the middle of nowhere. This can be frustrating at best and dangerous at worst. While we can't mitigate all possible mechanicals, we can be prepared for the most common ones, like flats and minor adjustments. It's helpful to know as much as you can about your bike, but at a bare minimum, you should be able to change a tube and plug a tubeless tire. I like to put all my mechanical repair in a saddle bag. I like to have a multi-tool, a nice wide tire lever, tubes that fit the size tires I'm running, a plug to patch a tubeless tire, a patch kit, Gorilla Glue, or a boot in case you slash a tire. And last but not least, some way to put air back in your tires. I like pumps because they don't run out. And this Toe Peak pump I found to be very helpful because it works with large volume tires and it mounts to a bottle cage, which means I don't have to dedicate precious pocket space to the pump. And it's always on the bike. I'm a little winded. Hold on. And the fifth thing that every gravel cyclist needs is the right attitude or mindset. Going into these adventures knowing anything can happen. The unknown is half the excitement. They will be difficult and fulfilling, exhilarating, and tiring. These rides are a full spectrum of human emotions, and that's why these experiences are so amazing. Whether it's by yourself or with a group of friends, it truly exemplifies the journey is the destination. Woo! Lots of good info. All right. Okay, the best part. Competitive Cyclist and I wanted to make sure you're getting your ride off on the right foot. And I wanted to stoke you out with a proper repair kit. Saddlebag, tire lever, patch kit, plug, 2 tubes, boot, my favorite multi-tool, and my favorite pump. That's amazing. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, follow Competitive Cyclist and Dustin Klein on Instagram, and leave a comment letting me know where you live and what you liked about this video. I'm so stoked to stoke you out. Domestic players only. I'm sorry, my Euro friends. If there's anything you liked here, go ahead, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, now might be the time. That was real. And until next time, whatever. Goodbye.